Hello and welcome back to Fans React. Not much to complain about there really. Great result, 1-0. First half, dominated. Couldn't really think of a time when I thought we were in major threat. We did make a few individual errors defensively. Lee Burge gave the ball away cheaply a few times. Callum McFadden, of course, he is every single game, was out of position. That led Scowen off to come in, a player who I've criticised quite a lot. Josh Scowen had a great game today, I thought. So not much challenges at all in the first half. I think we lost that foothold in the second half. I don't know what it was, but we just didn't look the same team in the second 45. But I think that was to be expected, and I think that's how we are in League One. We either have we're good in the first half or we're good in the second half, and neither both. And I don't know if these players are good enough to have a consistently decent 90 minutes. But what's important actually is that despite us dropping off a little bit, we didn't concede. And actually, there wasn't many times in the second half when I thought Shrewsbury could have scored, and there was even a few times where I thought we could have scored if we just played it slightly differently. So, really happy with that, to be honest. Completely staunchly different from Plymouth on Tuesday night. We've just got to go in. Hopefully, it's a bit of momentum going into Ipswich now. Not to complain about. Charlie White absolutely smashing it at the moment. A great cross from Aidan McGeady to hook the ball out and have, when he had a player on his back, and White's header to loop onto the other side of the goal. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy with Charlie White at the moment. I kind of think if anything I would change about that performance. We just need to make sure that Ipswich we come back just as strong. I'll hand you over to the rest of the lads now. Hopefully everyone is as upbeat and positive as I am, although there's going to be someone in there undoubtedly who doesn't share the same opinion, I bet.
So, Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. I suppose we should be happy with that, given it's our first home win, probably I think since we beat Ipswich in November. But because of the last hour's football and how poor it was, it feels really underwhelming tonight, despite the win. First half an hour I thought was excellent. I thought we did really well. We looked good in possession. The formation was quite comfortable. If anything, we should have been 2 or 3 up before half time, and we certainly had chances. I thought both Diamond and White should have done better when their defence was in complete disarray. The goal itself I thought was fantastic. Got the ball out to McGeady one-on-one with the defender, and he took him on with ease, and a great header from Charlie White. I expected to see more of that, but as it was, we second half in particular, we didn't really cause them any damage at all. I don't know what we need to do with O'Brien. He shows at times some decent touches, and his movement is pretty good. There's a few times Grant has played a ball over the top, and it looks as though O'Brien might get onto it, and I think that could be a good tactic for us. But whether he suits the type of play and the type of players around him, I'm not altogether sure. Bailey Wright was disappointing for me today, and as for Power, happy to give him a chance at right back, but he saw a lot of the ball first half, and he just kept giving it away. And that's just not helpful. I would like to have seen 09 on much earlier. So, man of the match, I thought Scowen had a good first half an hour. I thought he made us tick in the good periods we had. But maybe it's like a lot of them, he started to tire in the second half, and I just hope that the more Johnson works them, both in terms of formation and maybe also in fitness, we can start to get more from the squad. So we've got Ipswich on Tuesday night. For me, if we avoid defeat there and we win at home to Gillingham next Saturday, then that's, it's like putting us in the race for the playoffs, and probably quite happy with that for the beginning of Feb. But even looking at the fixtures in Feb, there's nobody we should be fearing there. I think we've got Doncaster at home, but we've already proved that we're a better team than them. And we'll see where we go from there. I'd still like to see some signings. I'd still like to see some new blood in the team, particularly pace and somebody with more presence up front than we've currently got. Maybe Johnson knows something I don't. Maybe we're still waiting for the takeover to go on first. But I could do with any more. Not too many days like we got in the second half, that last hour, because that nearly bored me to death.
Well, only Sunderland can make a win feel like a defeat. To me, terrible game once again. First 10 minutes, I can see we played quite decent football. The build-up for the goal was brilliant and very well taken from Wyke. That's the positive. I think after that, especially the second half, Wyke didn't even touch the ball. Lots of poor performances. For me, Burge was terrible, absolutely terrible. Kicking the ball out of play, giving it to them. Distribution was just shocking. And I was finding him very frustrating. Maguire came on, he was terrible. McFadzean was letting balls go all over the place, scouring. Not many of them had a very good performance today. I don't think anybody got higher than a 5 or... I don't even know. I think if I can think of anybody that got a 6 out of 10. Very, very poor performance. Very frustrating. But it's 3 points, and I suppose people will see it in this league. Getting 3 points is the main thing, and it is. I just wish, against teams like that, I think we should be playing a bit better, maybe having more chances, taking our chances better. The only other positive I can think of is that O'Nien got on for about 5-10 minutes, which was good to see, and I would actually like to see him start the next game, I think. But yeah, overall, I'm not going to whinge too much. We got the 3 points. Hopefully we can play a bit better next game, a bit more convincingly win. But we're not going to win every game. We've got, I think, Ipswich next, so that's not going to be easy.
Hey up Sunderland fans, it's just finished at the Stadium of Light. It's Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Don't really want to get into cliche land, but here we are. Talk about a game of two halves, two entirely different 45-minute sets of football. First half I think we looked really good. The performance was good. We passed the ball around well. You know, the commitment from the players was good. Played some really, really decent football, if I'm honest. That left-hand side was impressive. You know, there's a few times McGeady beat his man with ease. None less than when he beat his man to put Charlie Wyke in for that header to make it 1-0. Wyke then went on about 20-25 minutes in. He was, you know, at one with the keeper, went round the keeper. His touch was a bit much like, and he ended up putting a shot wide. But as we get to half time, you think to yourself, well, you know, 1-0 up, kill it off early in the second half, and a win's a win. We came out in the second half looking like a completely different team, like beyond all comprehension different. Substitutions weren't that fantastic. You know, Maguire come on, and when he first come on, I think for about the first, you know, 7, 8, maybe 10 minutes, didn't see him on the ball, and his first real touch, he ended up giving it away. But, you know, 3 points is 3 points. We need to look better for the whole game. This is League One football, and we just don't appear to be performing with the players that we've got. I think, you know, Winchester come on, and I don't really think he had that great a game either. McFadzean, rubbish, you know. We could quite easily have swapped him out for Sanderson and, you know, made us look better just for having him on the pitch as opposed to McFadzean. I think McFadzean had a really poor game today. I thought Max Power looked good again at right back, you know, doing another decent job at it. But we're up to 7th in the league, you know, 2 games in hand, and if we won those, we'd have 42 points and we'd be looking at 3rd in the league. But, you know, you'd rather have the points in the bag, because we're still on the playing at the minute. You can't really see them, you know, you can't guarantee you're going to get them 6 points. But, you know, it is what it is. Onward and upward to the next game, and fingers crossed.
So the game I just finished 1-0 to the lads, and getting that was a big 3 points, and finally we won at home. I think it's been about 2 months since we've last won at home, and that is a big win. First half I thought we looked good. That we got the goal by Wyke, nice goal by Wyke, the looping header, and when we got the first goal I thought, you know what, now get the second, get the third, get the fourth, but we can't kill teams off. I mean that we've got to be mean, cruel. We've got to get the second, third, fourth, fifth, and then 6th and 7th, and then so on and so on. I know that I am asking for much, but when we got the first goal, Shrewsbury were there for the taking, but we couldn't get it because Wyke, I mean, the chance he had, I mean, that's just Charlie being Charlie. I don't know how you missed it. Diamond, there was a good chance for him, but it went 1-0 at half time. Coming up to the second half, we looked poor. We couldn't control the game. Burge, his distribution was poor. But that he got a clean sheet. Some people can say that was a lucky clean sheet because Shrewsbury couldn't finish. But, you know, that is down to Shrewsbury. It's not down to us. And that he needs to sort out his kicking, because there was 2 or 3 very hairy moments that that we could have conceded, but that we got the win, clean sheet. But we weren't great second half, and I think that's a game of two halves, and I think that's been like this season, that maybe we'll play good in the first half, but in the second half we'll be poor. I thought Scavin again looked poor. McFadzean, he can't defend. Some fans don't like Hume, but I think that we need Hume back, because I think that anyone's better than McFadzean, because he can't defend, and when teams play us, now they know where the weakness is, and I know that when he goes forward that he's not bad, but when he is trying to defend, that he can't do the basics. But you know what? I'm not gonna be doom and gloom. That we got the win. Wyke with a good goal. I thought first half we played well, and that we got a clean sheet. So yeah, that we won, and a win is a win. Get in, lads.
So that game was pretty decent, to be fair. I didn't think we'd win, to be fair. If I'm being truly honest, I didn't think we'd scrape it. I thought it would have been another Plymouth game, but we pulled through. We got the goal, an amazing header from Charlie Wyke. I've never seen a better header from Wyke in my life. I do think it was a good game, and it's good to see like 09 back. Yeah, I did think it was a good game. I know it's 1-0, but it's still 3 points. We're still in 7th now, I believe, 6th or 7th. And we are so close from playoff places. It's not the place we want to be. We need automatic. But if we can scrape playoffs, win the playoffs, and go up, it'll be good. Hopefully we can keep winning games and keep getting those goals by Wyke. Because I didn't think he could score a header, I'll be honest. But other than that, I do think it was a good game. Brilliant goal from Charlie Wyke, and I can't wait for Ipswich on Tuesday.
Well, a win's a win, but my God, did they make hard work of that. It's a good start, really. They got the goal. You get the goal. Wyke's header, great header, and it's the goals are going to get us promotion. There's no arguments. He has his critics, but really, the 11 goals. If Shrewsbury had a striker had 11 goals, we'll be saying why don't we have him? So we've got to be thankful for him. McGeady showed why he plays really. He was good. Got the byline, it was a good cross. Showed his quality really, and that was what I said last time. Was we took him off. He didn't have that. He could have done that last time. It could have been 2-2, but that's not really the point. Continued really after that. It looked like they won the ropes. Looked like it should have been 2 or 3, and then Burge has a poor kick. They nearly score. Clark should have scored, and then we just gave up the game. We just never got a single touch back in the game. Never at one point did we have a foot in the game. We had the chance with McGeady and Perry after about 77 minutes, but for the rest of that time after that point, we just sort of gave up, just lost all hope, and they should have scored. They should have scored 2 or 3. Clark had 2 chances on his own. Chapman's had a few chances. They're not really a good team. They've done well on the road. They've done well. They've got to hold Doncaster, this and that. But for half an hour, they were horrendous. They were on the ropes, and then they have one chance, and we just sort of forget how to play football. So it's a really mixed bag, really, because they've defended really well. Sort of Police Johnson, they've defended well. Then, apart from the Clark chances, they didn't really look in danger. But they're at home to a team who were in the bottom half of the league, and they've just sort of gave them the game. And on a different day, against a better opposition, that game's they scored 2 or 3 goals. Yeah. So you've got the positives. The positives are they've won. They've got 3 points. Got a home win since November. They've defended well. They've kept a clean sheet. But then Burge couldn't kick for Toffee. They've gave up a game in their own stadium. It just baffles me how they've let that confidence for the 30 minutes. They've run them ragged. You should have confidence after that. And the argument is, did they burn themselves out? But you should have confidence. If you absolutely run off the pitch for 30 minutes, you're better than them. you've shown you're better than them. And then they had one chance, and we just sort of, it was almost as if we were playing top of the league, and we've sort of got a goal on the lucky goal, and then you're expecting the onslaught. And it was really weird to watch. Really, really weird to watch.
A good performance today for the first 35 minutes of the match. Really controlled it. They sat back off us, so give us the space to play. But as usual, we saw the negativity come into it. I think it started from when Burge tried to kick out from his old goal, and it went straight to one of their players who crossed, and I don't know who it was, but someone should have scored for them. Then they grew in confidence, got stronger towards the end of the first half, and then in the second half, they pretty much dominated it without putting us under massive pressure, a bit like what we normally do to teams. Controlled the ball, controlled possession, kept taking the ball of us. We couldn't put two passes together. It was absolutely pathetic, to be honest. And a better team, again, would have punished us. So I'm very happy with the clean sheet, very happy that we got a win. But the usual deficiencies are there, and it got worse as the game went on. So up to Ipswich next and see what happens.
Well, there you go. Pretty much the same as what I said after the Wimbledon game. It's a win. It's not particularly inspiring. Just kick on, do it again. We've got to stop this whole one win, one defeat, two draws. We need a good 6, 7, 8 wins on the bounce. Are they capable of it? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what Tuesday night will bring. Not very confident after watching that. I always say the same. We're constantly playing in like neutral. So when you know for a fine fact, realistically, you want to be 2-0 up in that first 35 minutes today. And if you get past that, it probably becomes a bit more comfortable and you can pick them off. But one thing I did notice, there's nothing off the bench there today to bring on to kind of stretch the game, get in behind after they're going to come onto us, which of course they're going to do, especially if it's only 1-0. So, yeah, it's done. They've had a couple of shots over the bar. They haven't really troubled us too much, have they? So they'll be happy with that. Whether the fans will be happy is a different matter, I suppose. But yeah, what can you do? It's a clean sheet. It's a win at home, something we haven't done for a while. Who would I give man of the match to? I couldn't even pick a standout, really. I thought Scowen was tidy enough today. McGeady, good cross. Wyke, brilliant header, to be fair, considering there was no power on the cross. Yeah, Ledbetter was neat and tidy. So I'd probably just about give it to Grant Ledbetter, I think. But yeah, on to Tuesday night. Let's see if we can back it up. That's the important bit now. Fingers crossed.
Well, first half, against Shrewsbury, we had some good interplay between McGeady, O'Brien and Diamond and Ledbetter. And there was a great run down the left side from McGeady and a good floating cross for Charlie Wyke to head it in. And from then on in, I thought, well, Shrewsbury so far have been really poor in defence and going forward. They just seem to poof the ball up. And we seem to try and capitalise on their mistakes. But it was just, again, that final ball just didn't seem to go to anyone. I mean, there was a few good moves, but yeah. And we nearly shot ourselves in the foot, again, courtesy of Lee Burge. He had a few dodgy kicks, and he was lucky, really, that they didn't capitalise. And from then on in, from like 10 minutes to go before half time, they seemed to come into the game and they come forward a bit more, and that seemed to carry on in the second half. Although I thought it was mainly down to us again, that we didn't seem to get hold of it in the midfield, especially and Scowen. Today I wasn't probably I thought was our worst player. Didn't seem to lose the ball, and not do anything with it. And I was thinking, can he not bring a local 9 on for a bit of game time? And I mean, it was 5 minutes to go, and he finally decided to sub him. I mean, Maguire came on. Again, it's not the Maguire of old. I mean, he was anonymous for the first part, then he did have 2 shots in succession. Winchester, at the moment, I think it's still early days. I mean, he had a few touches here and there. But I think our best player today, well, probably McGady the first half, but throughout the game was O'Brien. I mean, apart from he's been in attack mostly in the first half, he put in a shift in defending. I mean, it's not really, it shouldn't be really his game because he should be up the other end, but I think he's definitely the man of the match today. And I thought Willis, despite his knee injury, supposedly, he was all right today and looked solid enough. So, and the other thing is we're back up there again. Unbelievably, we're 1 point away from playoffs. I know that's all I think we could realistically get this season. And I think the next game, obviously, against Ipswich, is we'll say how good we are, even though I think Ipswich lost today against Peterborough. I'm sure for that game, home game, they'll be really up for it. So, wait and see on Tuesday night.
Hi everyone, just a quick post-match reaction to the victory against Shrewsbury Town this afternoon. Charlie White back in the goals, which is good. After quite a quiet night against Plymouth on Tuesday evening. Just cracking ball in from McGeady. And obviously White does what White does at the minute, and he just scores from anywhere he likes. Give him the ball and he'll score. But yeah, a win's a win, I guess. I mean, I kept saying it during the game himself, and I was on FaceTime with a couple of my mates, and I just kept saying, I really did think, like, if that was a Phil Parkinson or a Jack Ross, we would have fucked it, mind my French, but we would have fucked it up. We would have drawn, basically. We would have drawn the game 1-1, but win's a win, hopefully. Tuesday night against Ipswich away on Sky. Sunderland's not on Sky. But hopefully this is a run that we can go on. Good to see 09 back. Yes, only for a couple of minutes at the end, but he did well. I mean, I know he played 4 minutes, 5 minutes of that. But what he came on and he won a few tackles. I thought Winchester played well. I thought Winchester played well when he came on. Obviously McGeady very well, but yeah, I think to be honest with you, we've got to kick on. If we don't kick on and we draw or lose on Tuesday night, then it's back to square one. Two steps forward, 1 step back. But yeah, I really do just hope, fingers crossed, we can get a victory on Tuesday night against Ipswich. But 3 points is 3 points. A couple of teams that didn't play today because of FA Cup. Portsmouth beaten by Hull. So yeah, how are the lads?
Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Where do I begin, really? Got off to a brilliant start, quick straight out of the blocks. First 30-35 minutes, absolutely battered them. We were all over them. Had chances galore, missed chances galore. As usual, nothing changed there. But again, White, he's got another goal. You can't fault the man at the moment. Great ball in by McGeady. Nice to see him get an assist. Actually, I thought he played decent today. Great ball in. White, looping header. No chance for the keeper. and I mean, got us off to a fairly decent start, but then do not know what happened. After half time, they must have got a kick up the backsides because they came out chasing everything. They were all over us. All the play was in our half. We couldn't get out. Lee Burgess, well, what was he doing with his kicks? All over the place. I mean, he looked so nervous, and I don't know what that was all about. Kept giving the ball away. It was coming back. We were hoofing it up. It was coming back straight away. No one was holding it up. And honestly, we're lucky we survived in the second half because they were really putting the pressure on. And to be honest, I think they're one of the poorest teams we've played all season. Probably said, other than Swindon, they're probably the poorest I've seen us play. And we only beaten them 1-0, and it's really not a convincing victory in the end. I just completely dropped after that first half. It's just really disappointing to see. I mean, again, the defence, shaky. McFadden, he's not doing it for me. McFadden, he's. I don't think he's doing very well for us. We need I think we should get a left back in the window. If Hume's going to be out for this while, I don't think he can play there in the long term. Good to see O'Nien back on the pitch. We've missed him so much. His energy, his character, just him being around the place. I mean, I just hope he starts. He needs to get back in the 11 straight away. And yeah, I mean, again, not the best performance overall. Onto midweek, but I think it's Ipswich on the telly. But again, it's going to be a tough game. I think we're up to 7th now, but it's just same old really. But on to Tuesday, hopefully we'll get a big win on the telly. And how we're the lads, come on.